Hello and welcome to another match reaction. How are we all doing, guys? What an absolute disaster performance. Not performance. I don't know why I'm saying performance. Disaster results. Because we weren't bad. We were the better team. For me, we were the better team for probably, I would say, at least half the match, if not more. A very frustrating game, I've got to be honest. We started off very slow. We couldn't really get the ball forward. They were on us constantly. We had more possession, but they were definitely better going forward. And then we got back into the game. A lot of balls coming in from that left-hand side from Ben Osborne, nicely put into the box for Billy Sharp to attack. The first one was where kind of Osborne put it across the front of the box and Billy had tried to kind of slide it in. He slid in himself and tried to slide it in. And it went over the bar. But a brilliant ball in from Osborne that was. And then Billy gets an absolute golden chance. And he keeps getting these golden chances, Billy. He missed a one-on-one against Derby. It was a quite difficult one to take. But to slam it over the bar was frustrating. And then he did it again today. He gets a one-on-one on the angle, a really, really good chance. And he lifts it over the bar. That would have been 1-0. We would have been coasting. That would have been absolutely brilliant for us. But Billy, poor mate. That was really poor to put that over the bar. Olsen, dilly-dallying with it at the back. Don't know what he was doing. He got the ball and he just seems to wait and wait and wait and wait. And then eventually played a pass to Fleck into the midfield and he just had it nicked off him. Oh, so frustrating. So frustrating. And really, that could have been a goal. That could have been 1-0 down. So, yeah, Olsen's definitely got a lot of improving to do, in my opinion. He dilly-dallies on it a lot. And sometimes it's just like, get it forward, mate. And I know he's like, come on, guys, like, give me some options. But sometimes when your left back, your right back, your central defenders are all being marked or in and around them, you don't want to play there. Just get it long. It's got to go long. So Olsen, quite frustrating for me today. He didn't have much to do other than that, to be honest. Had to pick the ball out of the net twice. But yeah, it wasn't a bad day at the office for him, other than really giving that ball away and nearly conceding that goal. On another day, or if he'd have passed it to Solanke, that might have ended up in the back of the net. So yeah, the only other real chance that I remember us having in that first half was in Dye when he came off from the left-hand side and he tried to put it into that top corner and it went over the bar. Other than that, I can't remember too many other chances in that first half. Going into the second half, I thought we've had most of the ball in that first half. First kind of 10, 15 minutes were a bit mad. We couldn't really get a spot on the ball because it was bad conditions, but it's bad for everyone, isn't it? So I thought we were slightly the better team in that first half. Second half, what happened? Bournemouth, after we scored the goal, we let them back in completely and just capitulated. Concentration, that's what it was. But we went 1-0 up with an excellent ball in from Sharp. He did well on that right-hand side, kind of tussling and bustling. And I don't mind Billy Sharp. I'm not one of these people that are saying Billy Sharp cannot go wide, because when Billy Sharp goes slightly wide, you don't want him stood on the right wing or stood on the left wing. But if Billy Sharp's going slightly right of the box or slightly left, he's taking away a centre-back or defensive midfielder or left-back or someone like that. He's taking them out of the box, and that leaves room for someone like Morgan Gibbs-White to come in and pick his spot. What a finish it was from Gibbs-White as well. Lovely into the top corner. And it was nice to see Billy linking up with Gibbs-White after I went to the Bury game. So I didn't see this, but apparently a lot of people said that you could see on TV that they were constantly mouthing at each other. So it's nice to see them two like hugging, embracing, and obviously linking up quite well, because we want to see those two obviously playing well together for the whole season. And then within, what was it? How many minutes was it? It was barely anything. You know what? 6 minutes. I thought it was less than that. Morgan Gibbs-White scored in the 56th minute. We conceded that penalty. And actually, it was probably the 60th minute. It might have even been less. It probably just feels less because they didn't score the penalty until the 62nd minute. Probably brought him down in the 59th, 60th minute. But it was just really poor, in my opinion. They kind of caught us on the break. And then just to see Ender Stevens dive in there when there was absolutely no need to whatsoever. Now, yeah, don't get me wrong. He was running in on goal. He could have scored. And then we would have said, why did he dive in and try to... I know. But he dived in. I don't know why he did it. I think we had enough men around Solanke, and he's not the most prolific of strikers. So if that was like someone like Jamie Vardy or something, I'd be like, yeah, take him down. But we're not in that league anymore. Solanke, it was on the edge of the box. We'll get on to exactly where the foul was taking place. But Solanke, where he was with 3-4 of our defenders around him, he may have been the last man. He pretty much was the last man. Davis might have been sort of kind of online, but he was away. He probably would have got a shot away, but I'd much rather Solanke be shooting kind of to the right-hand side of the goal with our defenders going to try and close him down than him shooting from the penalty spot. Now, yeah, it was a bad mistake from Stevens. I saw it back a few times, but I was so incensed that he dived in that I wasn't really paying attention to whether he got the ball or not. I don't think he did. Personally, I don't think he did. But a lot of people on Twitter have said that he did. He got the ball. So I'm going to have a look at that on Quest. I don't like watching Quest when we lose, but I'm going to have a look back at that to see if he actually got the ball. But I'll tell you what he did do. He did foul him outside the box. I'm sure of it. Again, I'll watch it afterwards because, like I say, I was so annoyed that he put that challenge in. But I am pretty damn sure that foul was outside the box. So frustrating. The thing is, if he didn't give that penalty away, he probably would have been sent off. So would you rather give a penalty away, or would you rather have a man sent off and kind of be down to 10 men for the last 60 minutes? Who's to say? So it's one of them things. It's given as a penalty. Then Solanke stood over it, even though he was down, and he got brought down. For some reason, we obviously found out later that the physio came on, treated him. Now, it didn't seem like a bad enough foul to need treatment. Obviously, Solanke went off afterwards. But I don't get this. If a player gets injured anywhere on the pitch, then he has to go off the pitch straight away. And then the ref blows the whistle, allows him on 20 seconds later or whatever. That is the rules. I'm not sure about penalties, but these are the sort of things that happen. And then you think, oh, do I know that rule properly? So for me, he should have gone off that pitch and somebody else should have took that penalty. But I'm not sure. You're going to have to let me know in the comments what the thing is about that. So Solanke dusted himself off after being injured and then obviously came off. It was a great penalty. I'm not going to lie about that. A lot of people say, oh, I don't like these stuttering run-ups. But if you stutter, wait for the keeper to move and put it in the other corner, then it's a great penalty. Now, if you're confident enough to do that, then fair enough. And he did it, and he did. He put it into the corner. I said before I saw the replay, you could always see that he was going to put it in that corner. But I think just the fact that he was waiting for the keeper to make his move before he put it in the opposite corner to where the keeper was going to go. So, yes, very frustrating. What I don't understand with goalkeepers, especially with Olsen, with him being 6'50", like you expect him to be like this, like putting his arms out, making himself big, bashing the crossbar, running from side to side on his line, just trying to make himself look big. He's like 6'5" or 6'6", whatever he is. He literally just stood there like this, waiting for it. What are you doing? Just make yourself massive, man. Just make yourself big so that the striker thinks, oh, I better not wait for him to move, because if he doesn't move, he fills that goal. He's going to get there. But he just stood there like that and just waited for it. I don't get goalkeepers sometimes. Anyway, so 1-1, right, regroup, we go again. Within about 3 minutes, they had scored another goal. We've got about maybe 4 or 5 men on that left-hand side of the box, just waiting for him to put the ball across, and Billing, he stood all on his own in the middle of the box. What are we doing? Concentration is in the bin. So frustrating. Now, I'm not going to stand here and have a go at the players, because I thought they played well today. Another game, like, I thought Borough could have gone either way. They scored 2 fantastic goals. We played some good football, but it just didn't quite link up. Today was quite similar, but we got a lot of great balls into that box where Billy Sharp could have got onto the end of it. Sharp had a one-on-one, which he should have put in the back of the net when thought it was Billing that made the mistake that went straight through to Sharp. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's not. I don't think it is. But really, we shouldn't be coming away from that game losing, because we were the better team for a lot of that game. We had most of the possession, which I didn't think we were going to do. But I've not seen Bournemouth too much this season. They are not going to win this league. They are not good enough to win this league, I don't think. They're top of the league right now, I believe. But they're not that good. Now, I don't know if it because the conditions weren't great, and they're normally a much better footballing side, but they did not really cut through us or break us down at all. They caught us kind of on the break, and one ball across the box where really it was a good ball into the box, but it was a simple ball and a simple finish. If you've got your heads on and you are expecting them to come at you and where they're going to play the ball and stuff, then that should be an easy ball across the box to defend. And Billing should have some. He stood in the middle of the box and nobody is marking him. Shocking. Absolutely shocking defending. And it was just the fact that we'd lost his heads because we'd given away that penalty. Probably feel a bit incensed that it should have been outside the box. Enda Stevens might have thought he'd got something on it. Lots of different factors. Solanke shouldn't have been on the pitch to put the ball in the back of the net, maybe. I also heard that I think the second goal was offside, somebody said, in the build-up. So who knows? There's a lot that went wrong in this game for us, and not a lot that went right, other than that brilliant cross from Sharp for 𝐍𝐸𝐶 to put away fantastically. So very, very frustrating. Obviously, in the second half, the second half of the second half, we really took it to him. We had a deflected free kick from Morgan Gibbs-White that hit the arm of a defender. No, not hit the arm of the defender. He put his arm out. It only slightly deflected off it, and it went. I think it hit McBurney and went out. And really, that could have gone in the back of the net. Could have hit McBurney on the head and gone into that corner, but it was like that far away. But I am pretty damn sure that their player sticks his arm out and deflects that ball at McBurney's head. I'd like to see that back on Quest. I'd like to see that back on anything, really, because I thought it doesn't matter if it deflects slightly. That ball is heading somewhere, and if that arm comes into contact with the ball, if they went down by his side, he put his left arm out and he stopped that. So I want to see that back, because I think that was a penalty to us. I am 99% sure that was a penalty to us. I really am. And I only saw a quick fleeting moment of it, and the commentators mentioned it. So I think that was a penalty to us. It was a poor free kick, though, weren't it? Let's be honest. I don't know if Morgan Gibbs-White is going to be on many more of these free kicks, because they've not been great, the ones that he's taken. Shall we talk about 𝐍𝐸𝐶? He came on, and I thought 𝐍𝐸𝐶 looked really lively, and I was excited to see him. If I'm being honest, I wanted 𝐍𝐸𝐶 to come on. I want 𝐍𝐸𝐶 to come on, get on that ball, open play up, try and play players in. But 𝐍𝐸𝐶 did all right. He was going out right a little bit too much for my liking. And if he's going out wide, you want him to try and go and take on a defender, and he wasn't doing that. You really want him in the box, don't you? Well, he was in the box for one of them when the ball was headed, I think it was by John Egan, right to the back post. 𝐍𝐸 is 2 inches out. He's basically on the line. Now, I know that it was kind of slightly above head height, so it's always more difficult to head it down, but it looked like he was actually heading it up on purpose. He went like that and just like kind of headed it upwards rather than trying to get over it and getting something on it, because if he'd have got over that or tried to get over that ball, it may have gone slightly higher or on line or even downwards, but it certainly wouldn't have gone up like that. And that's where it was. He was on the line and he headed it up and off the crossbar. That's 2 misses from inches that 𝐍𝐸 has done in 2 seasons. That doesn't happen to players. Like most players, it's one terrible miss in a lifetime. That's now 2. West Brom last season, where he missed from an inch, and then here today, missing from an inch. It's not good enough, especially for a striker. You'd expect a centre-back, you'd expect Baldock, you'd expect anyone to put that in the back of the net. But for a striker, that's his bread and butter. Billy Sharp is shorter than 𝐍𝐸, and he's putting that in the back of the net for me. 100%. Oh, so frustrating. But there's things to take from that game. We played top of the league. We were the better side. We probably should have won. A little bit more concentration, and we would have won that game. Just so annoying. Anyway, yeah, I think in that second half, just the ball wouldn't drop for us. There were so many times where it was just in the box and it was a bit scrambly, and then they ended up getting it away. When 𝐍𝐸 headed it against the bar, McBurney, bicycle kick, that would have gone in the back of the net if it didn't take a deflection. We've just had 2 games, 2 defeats, where not a great deal has gone for us. Now, we might not have been good enough in the final third, and we might have been a bit sloppy at the back, but it's going to come good. It's going to sit for us one of these days, and we are going to go on a run. I'm sure of it. I'm starting to think that, I know it's so easy for me to say after a defeat that we're not going to go up, or after a win and we are going to go up. But over the last few games, even after the Preston game, I'm thinking, I don't think this team is strong enough mentally to win these games and to go up. Now, I might be wrong. We might end up kind of really improving in that section of us games. And we might get better going forward, which we really need to, because Ndiaye didn't create too much today. Morgan Gibbs-White, that's his 3rd poor game, even though he scored a very good goal. He didn't create much. And yeah, it's always hard when it's a slippy surface and the rain is constantly powering down, because it was all the way through the game. But we want to see more from Gibbs-White. We want to see more from Ndiaye. And really, I think Diggsy needs to come in. He does. We've got loads of strikers on the bench. I think 4 today that need to be tried out more. I was shouting out for McBurney to start this game, and I thought he had a really good game when he came on, in all honesty. But let's quickly get into the players, because I don't want to be taking too much time and I want to get into the comments. So Olsen, like I said earlier, I thought he had a poor game. Not a poor game. Did he have a poor game? No, he didn't have a poor game. He didn't. Just the things that he had to do, he didn't do very well, or was a little bit worrying at times. Didn't really have any saves to make at all today. Ender Stevens, I thought he was good going forward. Obviously, I'm not going to say he cost us the game, but he got them back into the game when they did not look like they were going to get back into that game, if I'm being honest. Ben Davies, always assured at the back. I love watching Ben Davies play football. He's great with the ball at his feet. Always passes out, no big boot. And he's just very confident on the ball when strikers are bearing down on him. So, yeah, another good game for Ben Davies. John Egan, again, had a good game. John Egan, for me, I'm not 100% sure if John Egan has mastered playing in a 4. He's been playing in a 3 for quite a few years now, and I don't know if he's really mastered that two central centre backs. So we'll see. I'm sure he'll get better as the season goes on. But yeah, it was an okay game. Baldock obviously came off injured, and do you know what? To be honest, I thought Bash had an extremely good game at right back. And do you know what? If Baldock's injured and Bogle's fit, I'd still rather have Bash at centre back. Sorry, I really would. I thought Bash was fantastic, and he loves getting forward as well. Bash, doesn't he? And really, he had a chance. He had a big chance where the ball was in the air, and he towered above everybody, and headed it miles wide somehow. But yeah, I thought Bash had a really good game when he came on. Norwood, he just gives the ball away way too easy. And he's always dilly-dallying on the ball, players taking it off him. Sometimes he needs a shout, but also sometimes you just need to be quick with your play. I thought Fleck had a half-decent game, but he was one of them stood in the box when the ball came across. He really should have been marking Billing, him or Norwood, a midfielder for a midfielder for me, like for like marking. But Fleck, going forward, was good, picking the ball up, running with it, starting attacks. But defensively, he's never been that good defensively. But you need to be better marking there. Like I don't mind if someone takes you on and scores a goal, but when you're just simply not marking your man, it's not good enough. Gibbs-White, like I said, wasn't his best game today, but he took his chance very, very well, and it was a great goal. And Dye, again, did some okay things. In tight areas, he's very good with the ball at his feet. With two men round him, he's just like little jink and then a couple of little flicks and he's away. He's a fantastic footballer, but he needs to get be more penetrative, if that's the right word, when he gets the ball at his feet and going forward. Ben Osborne, I thought he had a great game. One of the man of the matches for me. Ben Osborne down that left-hand side, especially in that first half. He was getting some great balls into the box. Tireless running, occasionally not good enough when he's putting balls into the box. But today, a couple of good balls into Sharp that Sharp could have done better with. Sharp, that's the second big chance that he's missed in the last couple of weeks, and he should be doing a hell of a lot better. But it was what it was. Quickly run through the subs that came on. Like I've already mentioned Bash. Bash was excellent, I thought. Ollie McBurney, I thought he held the ball up well. He was getting, he was winning the ball in the air. He was linking up play. He got brought down a couple of times when he was good with the ball at his feet, which I've not said much this season or even last two seasons. And Lee Mousset came on, and I thought Lee Mousset did quite well today, to be honest, other than the obvious, missing that absolutely gilt-edged chance. But right, let's go back. Let's go back for, oh my God, we've got one guy, and well, actually lots of cherries in here, fair enough. I love to see it. Nick, do you watch the same game as me, mate? All right, okay. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but let's see. Let us know. Bournemouth were brilliant, deserved the game. I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure. Not just the one. Oh, I don't know. Sorry, guys. You lost. Well done. You obviously watched the game. We are Premier League big time. Charlie strolling around expected to it. I disagree, Scott. I disagree. I do think we get bullied, but I think that's because of the personnel that we've got. We've not got too many lads that like to stick a challenge in. That's not Slav's fault. I suppose he's brought a lad in like Guardiola that really does like to put a challenge in, but he's not even on the bench. I would have liked to have seen Guardiola in that midfield today, sticking some challenges in, and just trying to bully back. Now, I don't think they bullied us today, but we're certainly lacking that bite in the midfield. Norwood, he's okay sometimes. He plays some good ping sometimes, but he's the main one for getting bullied. Him and Fleck, most games. Amazing miss. It said on the radio. It was one of the worst misses I've ever seen. Lucky to nick the win, and ref had a shocker. Never a pen outside the box, and second was offside for the cross. There you go. That's exactly what I said, and that to me looks like a Bournemouth fan. Lucky to nick the win. So yeah, there you go. 5 defeats in 11 were a soft touch. I agree, we're a soft touch. Had enough Slav out. Oh, come on, man. Come on. We've played some of the football that we've played, especially at home, and even against Hull. I know the team's round at the bottom, but we're an attractive team to watch when we are playing good football. And I think we just need to get more bodies in and around the first team, because he's playing the same first team for every game. And I just feel like we need to get some other players in there. Start 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐍, start McGoldrick, get other play. Stop making other players think that they're going to get that shirt every single week. Right, okay. Scott Kelly is obviously not happy today. I quite like big Slav football. I like the football. It's just we need some big characters in there. We can't just have fancy Dans, as my dad always says. Great to see Bash. Shame that it cost us George. Yeah, I agree with that. I love George Bullock to bits. I think he's a fantastic defender and gives his all. Slav will sort it. Thanks, Andy. Maybe 10 times the manager Wilder will ever be. Not sure about that. Oh, I don't think you are a Blade. Norwood at a liability. Absolutely. Completely agree. Ozzy, fantastic. Good skill shown. Ozzy had a good game. He really did. No good is well past his. Yeah. I don't think Norwood should be in this team. And I thought he'd stop playing Norwood, in all honesty. But he somehow got back into the team. We've got so many midfielders as well that can play there. I do think that Sander Berge will come back in and he will play in that position eventually when he's fit. But we go into an international break now. So, hopefully we come back out of it like we did the last time. No team is going to run away with this division. Fulham got stuffed by Coventry. Congrats to Simon Moore. Yeah, absolutely. Well done. West Brom lost to Stoke, who looks stronger this year. Bournemouth will probably make the playoffs. I agree. I don't think Bournemouth are all that. I really don't. Look at them today. I don't think Bournemouth were brilliant, as someone said earlier. I think Bournemouth were pretty poor at times today. I'm not saying that we were great, but I thought we were the better team throughout the game. It was just a mad 3 minutes. They had a couple of probably better chances than us, but I thought we were the better team overall. I'm going to say it. Slav still has the players Wilder brought in. He does. He needs a couple of windows. He really does. I think he wants to play wingers. I really do. And at the moment, Morgan Gibbs-White playing further right and Osborne playing further left. I don't think Osborne plays week in, week out in a promotion-winning Sheffield United side. I'm going to be honest. I just don't think he's got that quality. I think he's in and around, and I think he'd do like a kind of a Martin Craney role where he comes in, does a very, very good job, but he is not a left winger, not a left midfielder at all. So it is a bit square pegs in round holes at the moment. It really is. At least Wednesday lost at home to Oxford, and it was in the last minute as well, which was quite funny. What do you reckon we need to change for Stoke? I put my team out there on social media. I thought that had to be McBurney up top today, scrapping with their strikers. Billy Sharp got bullied again. Nothing against Billy Sharp, but he needs to play off someone rather than constantly having to try and hold the ball up against two massive centre-backs. It's week in, week out, and it's not fair on the lad. McBurney is a big lad. I'm not saying that he's stronger. I think he's actually weaker than Sharp. But McBurney needs to be up there scrapping for headers. And I think, I never thought I'd say that I want to see McBurney in this side. But I feel like Sharpie is shattered. Absolutely shattered. He's played 90 minutes, like 4 or 5 games in like 3 weeks. He is knackered. He's 35, something like that. And we've got young spring chickens on the bench that aren't fit to lace his boots. So they need to come in and they need to do better than they have been doing. I'm happy with the midfield. I'm happy with the attacking midfield, should I say. I'd like to see McGoldrick come in. I know I've said it a few times in this video. I'd like to see Diddy come in and get a game, because he really opens the whole pitch up and allows players to bomb on, and he can play these balls inside and out. So I want to see Diddy in there, but I'd also want to see Guardiola in. I want to see Conor Hourihane in. I want to see these players playing. Obviously, Sander Berge injured. He'll be back soon. So I want to see. The thing is, at the start of the season, it was all about Sander Berge. Give the ball to Sander Berge, and then we'll try and create something. It's not that anymore. So if Sander Berge is playing defensive midfield, he is great on the ball, and he will play those balls left and right. We don't need Norwood. We don't need him. Get rid. I like Norwood. I've liked Norwood ever since we signed him. Thought he was fantastic in the Championship. Decent in the Premier League first season, but he's not had a brilliant game since then. He's had 1 or 2 decent games recently, but we need more from Norwood, especially away from home when they're getting bullied and played through. It's not good enough. Bashing midfield until... No. Sorry, Thomas. Sorry, mate. I love Bash to bits, but no, not for me. Horahan placed Norwood. Yeah, why not? Why not? 3 Eminos, night lads. Cheers, Thomas. Absolute legend, mate. Thoughts on Morgan Gibbs-White. I thought he played poorly today, other than taking his goal brilliantly. Did see him at Burnley? Yeah, there we go. I think we're just about done. If Slav can bring in a couple of wingers in January, there's still a chance we could also get Hendo back on loan. I was thinking about that the other day, but that's not happening. Obviously, Olsen's here for the season, so we're not going to terminate Olsen, pay a massive fee for terminating, and then bringing in Henderson, who will probably be maybe even more money than Olsen is to loan. So I can't see that happening, but I would love to see a couple of wingers for Slav, because Slav, he needs his players, and he's still not got them, as it is clear that he wants to play wingers, but he doesn't have the players to play wingers. So I think Morgan Gibbs-White could do a good job as a winger, maybe Ndai as a winger as well, but I don't know. They're not wingers, are they? It's square pegs in round holes again, so let's not do that. I like him in attacking midfield. We need to bring in two wingers, at least if they're not starting, to come off the bench and show their pace, their skill, their trickery, and try and unlock a game when we're struggling to. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Really, really disappointing. Really, really poor way to lose a game. It really is within 3 minutes. But you live and you learn. We've conceded way too many goals sloppily this season, and it needs to get better. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure the second half of the season will be more wins than the first half of the season. Let's see. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.